Consistently searching for meaning, we find ourselves at many crossroads in life, where we decide whether to take the well-worn path or to create our own. Yet, no matter which road we choose, we face the same confusion, hardships, and losses as everyone else. No amount of preparation, education, insight, or wealth can give us foresight and control over our fate. We are at the mercy of life. The few things we do have control over, such as our thoughts, are not easily harnessed. Men spend a lifetime trying to understand their own ideals and beliefs, only to find themselves confused and alone in their final days. What lessons can we learn from mythology? Sisyphus was a king of Ephyra. He was accused of self-aggrandizement and deceitfulness by the gods, and his punishment, he was forced to push a boulder up a mountain. Yet just when he would get to the top, he would lose his grip and the rock would roll all the way back down to the bottom again. So he would descend the mountain and start all over. Once again he would reach the top and the boulder would roll back down to the bottom, and over, for eternity. Upon closer examination of this story, it becomes clear that it is the story of all of us, the story of life, and our yearning to reach our goals and dreams. Just when they're within our grasp, we reach the top of a mountain, and then we start all over again for a lifetime. The story of Sisyphus could be replaced with one of any explorer. When we reach the top of a mountain, we can see how far we have come. The view is beautiful, yet there always is another mountain in the distance, and if we spend too much time on the ridge, we risk being struck by lightning. Being on top means being exposed, and having less breathable air. I think this metaphor fits perfectly when we start to ask ourselves, what does it really mean to achieve our goals? Are those on top of their game truly happy? This is when we look within and ask what we really want from ourselves. We so often look to others for guidance, trying to imitate what we see on television, in books, or what our parents and teachers told us really mattered. This is natural. However, at a point we must ask ourselves, what really matters to us? When Albert Camus wrote about Sisyphus, there was one angle worth mentioning. He said to picture the man as happy, contentedly pushing the stone to the top, and humbly walking back down again to start over. When we look at it this way, it changes the perspective. Sisyphus knows that is his path, and he has no choice but to be content with it. One can complain, argue, and stand alone in rebellion to the expectations of the world, but not to the expectations of ourselves. We know what we must do, even if we don't know why. If we are not on a path that truly suits us, we will suffer eternally and internally. I am not one who believes we each have one unique purpose to fulfill, nor do I think there's an expectation of us by nature or God to perform any one specific task. I think that, for many people, trying to find their one path can lead to anxiety and confusion. Just as with travel, there are many roads to take. Some meander, others are direct, but they all lead to the same place. What this means is there are several different threads you can follow, but they're all integral to the same tapestry. We can never know how things might turn out, for if we did, life would lose all meaning. We must always push that boulder a bit further, a little bit at a time. And perhaps we draw the wrong conclusion from the story. Maybe the stone never rolled back down the hill at all, but rather he pushed it over into the next valley. Perhaps he used the weight of the stone to carry him down the next hill, and each time he started anew, it was another mountain. Yes, this. This is what I will choose to believe, because it is the story that makes the most sense to me. We may feel at times like we'll never make it to the next peak, and we try so hard just to get by. It appears that others have a much better control over their boulders, while some have hardly a pebble to push at all. Still, others can afford to pay someone to push their stone for them. But there's a secret. Those who cannot push their own stone will not build the character and the muscle to climb larger hills and see better views. Our fear of the unknown is only surpassed by our fear of the known. The lessons about life that we have available to us in the modern day cannot be stated enough. We are truly blessed by our access to the follies, failures, successes, and discoveries of the billions who came before us. The stories we share hold more weight than anything modern society can offer us, whether fame, money, recognition, or power over others. It is easier to control other people than to try and control ourselves, and many never even try. The message is not to avoid the mountain, nor to abandon the boulder. It is to keep pushing, with a smile on your face, and you will eventually reach the top. Whether you are going uphill or down, every direction is forward when you don't know the destination. Be well, my friends.
Purpose channels, 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 purpose channels. Yeah.